What's a double take? A double what? It's a movie that I'm giving a second viewing now that I'm older and wiser. The first film to get the double take treatment is Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo, which I rated 5 for 5 stars on Netflix about 2 years ago. In this particular case, Vertigo can either stay at a 5 or drop in judgment. So let's see what I thought. Whenever you rewatch a movie with a twist, you always have to unremember everything, also known as forgetting. Being such a long time in between, I really didn't have to do that with Vertigo. But being Hitchcock, I knew that there were aces up the sleeve. The story is usual detective fare, but with a supernatural and romantic twist. Kinda like a more mature Scooby-Doo. Think about it. Stewart is approached by an old friend to figure out where his wife, Kim Novak, goes every day. He believes she's being possessed by a ghost, and his wife visits locations linked to the ghost's past. But Kim Novak, as his wife, has no memory of doing these things. Well, gang, does this sound like a mystery? Terrible Scooby impression. Also on the Scooby-Doo train, let's look at Midge. She's exactly what Velma would be when she grows up. Even down to the glasses. She was apparently engaged to Stewart for 3 weeks, but then they broke it off. Whoa, what? That one totally got by me the first time. Initially, I just thought it was Novak and Stewart who were tortured characters, but Midge actually takes the cake. It's so apparent how bad she wants Stewart, and he's just an ass to her. Seriously, when they throw in that little bit of backstory, upon rewatching this, I'm realizing how selfish Jimmy Stewart is. But more on that later. And like Scooby-Doo, there are a few plot elements that aren't quite explained. Actually, real quick, at about the 20-minute mark, we've got 8 minutes of silent following. 8 minutes of nothing but Foley and score. And the score is really great. With the exception of WALL-E, can you think of any film that has such balls? And what's so amazing about those 8 minutes is they're never boring. Exposition has made this a mystery not just for Stewart, but for us as the audience as well. Hats off to you, Hitchcock, for that one. But then we get to the hotel scene and she gives him the slip, and then it's just like weird. When he inquires about her with the elderly receptionist up front, who was washing her rubber plant in olive oil. Euphemism if I ever heard it. And so then they go upstairs to the ghost girl's room, but in fact she's not there, and when Jimmy Stewart looks out the window, the car's not there either. Maybe I'm just splitting hairs here, but was this supposed to make us think that she was actually a ghost? It's like a strange fake out that only happens once, and we don't ever get an explanation. I guess she just went out the back, and she had to give him the slip there so that she could meet him at the bridge. Just seems a little too well orchestrated. Although seriously, Jimmy Stewart, you are following her like 5 feet away. She's gonna notice you, even if she is possessed by a ghost. Now let's talk about Jimmy Stewart the ass. We've already touched on Midge, who doesn't deserve to be a crazy cat lady for the rest of her life. But then Stewart falls in love with Novak, who he's been hired to follow by her husband, who is Stewart's friend. I guess bro code doesn't matter when you have acrophobia. You can't look down on all the people that you're pissing on because you get dizzy. But this third example really takes the selfish cake to a whole new level. But first, spoiler alert. I know you really want to hear what the third thing is, but if you haven't seen this film, I'm going to ruin parts of the plot. So click this annotation or click this time to jump ahead in the video. Alright, now let's move on and let me ruin some. So Novak dies and Jimmy Stewart falls into depression or a broken heart or whatever. He's in a psychiatric ward. And she's alive and he falls in love with her a second time because the real her looks like the fake her. Now maybe this is just me, but if a person starts dating you because you look like an ex of theirs, I doubt you want him or her trying to make you look like the ex. But that's what Stewart does and she just goes along with it. Yes, I understand that Novak's in love with him back, but really? It goes from coping mechanism to selfish obsession. Like that. I mean, really, girl, where's your self-respect? Can't you tell he's being an asshole? And we're done with the spoilers right now. What's fascinating about Vertigo is it is long, but it's never dull. And it keeps the twists coming. At 1:57, the film could end and all would be well, but oh no, Hitchcock is not done with you yet. And honestly, even knowing what's coming, it's still one of the best ending moments to a film. Vertigo keeps its stripes. It's 5 for 5. So that was my double take on Vertigo. Click here to check out any previous reviews, or check in the info box for the link to the Belated Media Tumblr. As for me, I'm gonna watch episodes of Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. That was so